Welcome back. You're watching Young Tel's Transformers, and it's time for us to introduce you to our change agent this week. Now, did you know India has 1.7 million NGOs? Are you astounded by that figure? Because I certainly was. So our change agent this week is a man who certifies and audits these NGOs and separates the grain from the chaff. He founded his venture iCONGO in 2004, and Jerry Almeida has also raised about 300 crore rupees for about 100 campaigns of change. Here's his story. 36-year-old Jerry Almeida is in the business of managing NGOs in India. Founder of iCONGO, or the Confederation of NGOs, in 2004, Jerry is on a mission to educate, empower and evolve best practices among NGOs in India. Joining the development sector after a 14-year corporate career, this change agent realized that it's not funds but the lack of execution that needs to be addressed. So he decided to audit and certify NGOs to create a more efficient social ecosystem.
We've created a process called the Omega rating, and the Omega rating is validated and endorsed by citizens at large. So in various forums that we've been organizing for the past few years, including the Right Every Wrong Forum, the Civil Society Summit, we've got people to kind of come and talk to us as to what kind of processes they would like to see in terms of rating for the NGOs. So it's not something promoted by the NGO sector, it's promoted by citizens at large. One of the first things that we look at is that your admin cost should not be more than 20%. It should be as minimum as possible, because there are NGOs today which have an admin cost which goes up to 80-85%. So if you kind of have that kind of an admin cost, it's inefficient and you're redundant to the sector and the community. So that's the first thing we look at. Then we also look at proper HR policies, a proper whistleblower policy, because people working within NGOs should be empowered to blow the whistle if there's something wrong. So these are the various kind of processes. All the processes are on the net. Yeah, citizens have kind of endorsed it, and that's how we kind of actually screen the NGOs.
Auditing NGOs with its People Certified Omega rating, iCONGO today has registered 85 NGOs across India. Helping organizations like Deepalya, a childcare center in Delhi that supports more than 50,000 slum children with non-formal education, iCONGO has mobilized more than 350 crore rupees for its members. Not just financial help, iCONGO also provides its member NGOs human resource expertise and volunteer support to carry out their missions for change.
It's an association which talks heavily about involvement. It talks heavily about people joining in the movement, and the movement we are all in together is to have a society which is just, which is egalitarian. And that's the way iCONGO is supporting us, by involving people, by bringing in contacts, by bringing in people who can just add on their technical expertise and skills. And of course, when all this is there, the understanding comes in, then there's an issue of people wanting to support financially and materially otherwise. So that's the way our partnership with iCONGO has been growing over the years.
Partnering with corporates for greater participation in the NGO space, Jerry has tied up with the Economist Intelligence Unit to list the top 100 caring businesses in India. A part of its humane capitalism campaign, iCONGO lists companies that fulfill the triple bottom line. Businesses that not only meet financial but also social and environmental benchmarks. Sustaining the venture with its consultancy services, Jerry helps the corporate sector go beyond checkbook philanthropy and endorse CSR initiatives.
When we first conceptualized iCONGO, we decided that we need to kind of create an institution which becomes like a hallmark and a gateway for people to get involved with good NGOs, So we said that we need to raise the bar. And as iCONGO, we have a founding principle where we don't take donations from anyone, and we purely kind of work on earned revenue models. And at the same time, we help facilitate a lot of money for NGOs who are members, but we don't keep any percentage of the monies that we help facilitate or mobilize for those NGOs. So we've kind of gone beyond the percentage game which most organizations are involved with. That's what iCONGO's mission is. In the past 5 years, I think through our writing, speaking in various forums, writing in various publications about, how you need to kind of just go beyond giving and not just give without asking for accountability and transparency. Various citizens, companies NGOs have kind of got involved and understood that, they need to kind of look into how the impact is being created. Happy to say that we've mobilized over 350 crores in the past few years. And that's all gone to various charities. So the money goes directly. So it's like, if you want to give money to a charity which is working with children, we'll show you a few charities that work with children, and it's your choice. And you give the money directly to them. It does not even go through our bank account. If you want to give money to charities working with animals or stray dogs, we'll give you the list of NGOs that we have screened and our members, and you can kind of support them directly. So we kind of just purely facilitate the process and then monitor the reporting from the NGO to the citizen or the company.
To take the iCONGO message to the masses, Jerry has now launched the campaign online with its websites idishum and congoshongo.com. While idishum.com is a media movement to encourage citizen activism and public advocacy through blogs and video posts, congoshongo.com is an e-tailing website that sells merchandise made by NGOs. Giving rural artisans access to new markets, Jerry now has plans to take the iCONGO mission forward with his next project, Let's Dream.
Personally, I'm now involved with the Let's Dream Foundation, which is a foundation created by Vikrant Bhargava. And what we're trying to do is, again, create an organization which would kind of, mobilize human and financial capital for good NGOs that we would kind of support with grants and investments, and then ensure that there's impact on the ground, which could be the return on investment that we are looking at. So Let's Dream Foundation is what I'm kind of setting up in the country now, and we're supporting various NGOs which are working on education and healthcare projects, and including investments in social ventures and microfinance. And the way we are doing it is we're kind of trying to, standardize a process for microfinance where we lower interest rates and thus promote the concept of caring capital.
To recognize citizen activism, the iCONGO movement has initiated the Karamveer Puraskar, a national award for social justice and citizen action. In its fourth year today, the awards have already felicitated 130 change leaders.
You don't need to give us money. All you need to do is address social issues and right wrongs in your own space and time. You can write for us as a citizen reporter for idishum.com, or reach out to issues that require attention and send us details about what you're doing. And that is how we think that together as one we can right every wrong. So go out there and right a wrong, and then let's make this an ideal nation.
Well, Jerry, we're going to do what we can to spread the iCONGO message. On that note, it's time for us to take a break. But when we return, the story of a food delicious web startup, foodieway.com on the other side.